variety and the quality of the Henselite product is what allows me to have the confidence to be at my best on all surfaces.
Short, isn't it?
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Henselite Victorian Open for 2022. We're at the pointy end of the tournament, semi-final action, men's pairs and women's pairs, and one catch-up match in men's triples. My name's Tony Sherwell, and joining me in the coverage today is Brian Mansbridge. Good afternoon, good morning still, Brian. How are you?
Yeah, thanks, Tony. Yeah, very nice. Good day. A little bit more sunshine around than what it was earlier in the week, but it looking good out here on the greens this morning, as you said. So looking like some nice bowls will be played at the green. Actually, looks like it's running quite well.
Yeah, spot on. And finding it straight away is CJ Sneary. He from the Lilydale Bowls Club. He'll be leading up for Josh Sanders, also from Lilydale. On the mat now, Matty Blackburn from Fitzroy, Victoria. He's leading up for Ben MacArthur from Webb Connor.
Yeah, not a bad bowl too coming in. He's just going to be pulling up a little bit short, but a good one by CJ first up. That's a very nice second shot.
His greens running absolutely spot on. They're getting better and better as the day goes on.
Yeah, we played here yesterday morning and it was quite good. Going the other way as well, and they've swapped them back around. But
going north-south now.
Yes.
Was east-west yesterday.
Nice bowl. CJ got one behind. He's got one right on it. Give himself the opportunity. So this is the
semi-final of the men's pairs. We have another semi-final. Obviously, both semi-finals being played at the same time. We'll go through all the players in that. Importantly, you can get onto some live scoring through BowlsLink, as Matty Blackburn uses a shelf bowl to try and make some change.
Yeah, good weight. Good weight to try and sit that bowl through.
So jump onto BowlsLink and pick the match you like. You'll be able to see live scoring Jimmy Whitehead providing that all throughout the day.
CJ not too bad here. He tucks it around the corner. Very nice.
Hides it nicely.
Yeah. Good start.
Bowls by each player. Matty Blackburn from Fitzroy, Victoria is using an Aero Optima. That's the pink and black bowl that you see near the jack now, size 4. His opposing lead, CJ Sneary, also using an Aero Optima. It's aqua and black, size 3. The skippers, though, they know where it's at. They're using a Henselite XG. So Benny MacArthur using a yellow Henselite XG. He's on the mat now in a size 3. And Josh Sanders using a Henselite XG, the two-tone blue colour, in a size 4.
Just needs to just reach and tuck that bowl, that kitty around the corner here. He's got good weight.
Line looks pretty good too.
Yeah, very nice. Oh,
it's a bit of a target. Josh Sanders doesn't mind a bit of aggression, so we'll watch with interest. Just on the draw at this stage.
He's got a little weight.
A little reaching weight.
He's got a good line. He's just going to be underneath, the outside underneath. It should be a tight match, this one, Tony. I reckon they're both, when you get to this stage, you've got to convert. This is where it's all about. I think, like yesterday, if you're not converting those bowls at this level, you're in trouble.
Correct. There are no slouches out here now.
No.
Gone are the luxury of having people like me in the draw that people can punch up on.
A bit like myself. Nice little bowl there. Very good.
You and Rowdy did all right, I reckon. You estimated through to about the round of 32 or around of 16?
Around 16. Yeah, we got to the 16 last night, and 3 games probably just saw me out, I think. Just couldn't quite get through that last one. I was a bit sore running into that last game, but yeah, we had a pretty good tournament, so pretty happy. Rowdy did put some nice bowls in.
Well played, Joshy Sanders.
Yeah.
Just punches through the shot bowl. We see on the replay this one tracking the whole way.
Yeah, just very nice. Just beautiful weight.
Yeah, you did manage to account for Jared Davies and Cooper Westcombe in the pairs, so that's a fair scalp because they are two very good players we saw in our match early this morning.
Yeah, they did very well in the triples up against, well, they had Matty in the side the last time I think they played in the triples.
They did.
Had to change over. Mr. McCarran came in and, good bowl. Just through the hole.
Great effort by Benny MacArthur.
Beautiful bowl. Just a little bit of luck you need too in these sort of games. You just need to be able to have that little bit go your way.
Yep. Joshy Sanders will be looking to come down on the backhand and sit the yellow bowl out. Probably already holding two.
Probably won't want to play too much. He doesn't want to move that jack.
No, there's a bit of risk reward here.
Yep.
Brody Harker supporting Matt and Benny.
Young Brody over at Barham.
Yep.
Coaching over there.
They take one out, they have a look for the second. CJ's going to put a tape on it, so it's obviously not clear cut. A few clouds have come over now, Brian. It's just gotten a little cooler. Still
Breeze.
pretty nice.
Yeah, look, it's compared to earlier in the week, Tony, it's magnificent, really. We had some bitterly cold weather on Monday, Tuesday. It was terrible, but it's got better as the week's gone on.
Yeah, looking nice for the rest of today and tomorrow for the final day of the 2022 Henselite Victorian Open.
There's not much in this.
No, CJ checking it twice,
well,
and there is the famed call for an umpire. Opening end.
One
Sets
out.
the tone for this one. Measuring for second shot. While we have a little break in play waiting for the umpire, I'll just go through some of the other matches. So there is one catch-up triples match, which is Chris Johnson from Narre-Warren, Dane Gade from Cobram and Cameron Bell from Narre-Warren.
Dane played this morning in the pairs. He beat
yeah.
myself last night, so...
Yeah, he's in a bit of form.
Yeah, he is.
He's up against Jeff Peterson from Lilydale, so a real Lilydale flavour on this rink. No, that's completely the wrong match, so... That can't be right because Daniel Woodrow is going to join us in commentary later on. So that's one of the matches that is on. But the actual match that's on now is Josh McQueen from Berwick, Rodney Peterson from Clayton, and the one and only Johnny O'Donnell skipping. So we'll get a lot of action and noise from that rink whenever Johnny O'Donnell plays. That's what we find. They're up against the experienced Gary Sanders, Tim Cromie from Yarrawonga, and Adrian Pantling from Wangaratta. Of course, Adrian, the reigning state pairs champion with Ethan Fruend. So no shortage of talent on that rink. So we'll keep you updated with that. Not only do we have that though, but Brian, we also have some women's semi-finals in the pairs.
Yep.
We've got Carol Osher from Double Bay partnering with Virginia Longfellow from Harbord in New South Wales. They're up against Denise Hewender from MCC and Alison Hall from MCC. Both those ladies going well in other disciplines as well. Their opponents are the mother and daughter combination of Alana and Cheryl Flapper from Essendon Bowls Club. Their opponents, rather, are Carolyn Riley and Kerry Ralph from Yarrawonga and Numurkah Golf, respectively.
So plenty of interest going on.
There is.
This morning still. I keep thinking it's the afternoon, Tony.
It feels like that. Doesn't an early start this morning. So, of course, the second semi-final in the men's is Alan Dove, now of Shepparton Golf, partnering with Wayne Roberts from his former club of Yarraville Footscray.
Yep.
They've enjoyed much success together. They're up against Lee Donson from Altona and Braden Ellis, now of Moonee Valley. As I say, live scores will be put in by Jimmy Whitehead for those matches as the umpire moves the shot bowl. You can hear that wind getting up in your effects mic, so just turn that down slightly. But that is two shots on the opening end to CJ Sneary, Josh Sanders. That's the exact start they're looking for. As we move on to the second end of this 15-end match.
Just now need another good start. CJ had a really good start that last end. He'll be looking to keep that rolling on as he goes through this game. Keep the pressure on, especially with the leads with 3 bowls, and trying to make sure that you've got one on, one behind, and give yourself an opportunity. Beautiful weight.
Yep, good starter from CJ Sneary.
Little tighter this side of the green, I think, and there's a good swing on that other side. Plenty of draw.
Matt Blackburn's had a pretty good tournament too.
Just that fraction over. They just hold out that little bit coming this way on his backhand. CJ electing to go for that wider side. And he's not far away again.
It's a pretty good track.
It's a very good track. He has started on fire.
Call from Josh Sanders was awesome pills, pal. Try saying that 3 times fast.
Might get yourself into trouble, Tony.
Wouldn't be the first time,
No.
right? You got to be super careful when there's a microphone
That's
nearby.
right.
As I learn almost every time I speak.
Yeah, always think it's on.
Yeah, correct. Hot mics.
It is.
Always scary.
CJ looks like he's just going to make sure he's around the back this time.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah, good bowl.
Haven't
Cover
seen
that tee.
Benny MacArthur play too much before, so not sure on his game style. We'll watch that with interest, but
Drew very
CJ's
well the first end, so he had
Yep.
an opportunity to draw the shot, and he wasn't that far away.
White's good, Rocket. Same again.
Matty's not far away. It's a difficult hand, this hand. It's just, you put that little bit of weight on, they don't let go that last little bit, and you're waiting for him to turn in, but he had good weight to sit that bowl and just get himself a second shot.
Come on, buddy. Hurry now.
Johnny O'Donnell up and about early. You'll be able to hear him almost as much as you'll hear Brian and myself.
The FX mic will be picking up plenty of that.
And he's probably 20 yards away from it. Won't matter.
Good shot, buddy.
Be all about the weight here for Josh. He's probably just that little bit wide, is he? He's coming down. Oh, good bowl.
It's a very good effort.
Oh, yes.
Whether it's quite in for second shot, it'll be close. Already had the umpire called on end one, so
Benny now just trying to sit them in there. He's just not going to be there. He had a very good line.
yep, one extra wheat bix required.
Get to the pink. Another one, mate. No, sorry. Move down, mate. You're not high.
Just trying to sit in there. I think he's left it.
Asking for it to hurry.
Yeah. When they're halfway up and you're starting to hurry them, they're normally not going to quite get there. It's just made it a little bit hard now for Ben, because he'll have to play a little bit more weight to always playing. Ask him to get that forehand, probably just to try and squeeze that jack out.
Lockie, the men's triples match is actually a round of 32 match. There's only 2 matches remaining in that round. So they're catching up because they had a bit of a clash with some players deep in other events. So round of 32, to answer your question.
Josh won't be short this time, I don't think.
Still might be a little wide though.
Yeah, he's probably trying to get to those back 3 there, just to try and sit them in one in amongst it, but he's just a little overweight. That's where Ben was playing that shot on the forehand, trying to squeeze that jack through. He was a little wide his first one. Let's see if he can correct. He's under. He's got the jack. It was a good bowl. Another 2 to the boys.
1 or 2. Aqua on Benny, on CJ's bowl.
Yep.
And Josh Sanders were both in, weren't they? So
Yeah, I think there was 2.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that'll make it 4-zip as the scoreboard reads. I'm looking down there. Benny's looking after that.
Straight onto it.
Yeah. CJ's had an excellent start. He's had some really nice bowls early on, which settles the nerves a little bit.
Yeah, and takes a bit of the pressure off the skipper.
It certainly does.
How did Rowdy play in this Vic Open? Obviously your lead, and I'll say from the outset, he's an employee of Bowls Australia and Bowls Victoria, so any chance you get to rip on him, that's what you're almost duty bound to do.
Look, we probably had our worst game last night in the final game. He bowled very, very well in the game against the 2 young fellas in Cooper and Jared, and we put some pressure on them early and got we got probably an easy 3 halfway through to get us back to right in the game, and then we're able to just all square last end, and ended up Jared played a magnificent bowl but just came down between the jack and punched one out, and that was his own bowl which left mine shot, and then he played another. He took a long time. I thought he might have went just a little bit too long. He discussed many shots, and in the end, I think he was in too many minds.
Paralysis through analysis.
Yeah, and halfway down, I thought he had it, but he just hung out a little bit, and we ended up with the shot there. And then 2 games. The next game was pretty easy. Not easy, but it was a comfortable win to us, and we didn't have to play our last couple of ends. And then against Dane, he just out-bowled us. We're holding 3 to probably get us back in the game right at the end, and he made a magnificent drive and put the kitty in the pit for 3, and I had to draw one just to keep us in and fell in the pit. So
is that under the cover?
Yeah, under the cover. Yeah. On the live stream rink that you weren't live streaming, which was I was pretty happy with. Anyway.
Nice bowl there by CJ with the shot bowl.
He's started very well.
Yeah, Rowdy said he started a little bit slow, but then came okay, and he said you kept them in it
early on.
Quite a number of good bowls, so good pairing.
We had a good tournament, which you always want to come here and play well, and you're up against the best of the best, so just a little bit short there.
Yeah, CJ still holding.
He's had a really good start, but it has been a good tournament right through. Plenty of bowlers. I think there was over 2,000 contestants.
2,200 entries and about 3,500 competitors.
Yeah,
so huge, some 15% up on our previous records.
Yeah, I suppose having those couple of COVID years and people just wanted to get back, and they certainly did.
And they come here and they have a good time, so they come back next year. So we keep growing and growing, which is great.
That's right. And next year off down to the Gippsland area.
Yeah,
so
looking forward to that.
That'll be a bit of a change, something different.
Yeah, been here 10 years or 12 years and 2 COVID years for 10 instalments here in the Goulburn Valley and surrounding areas. So next year, as of March, we're off to Trelgan and Morwell.
And surrounding clubs, there'll be plenty.
Clubs.
There'll be plenty of clubs that'll get an opportunity, a bit like in the Shep area, as we know.
Yep, absolutely.
They get an opportunity to watch some good bowls and profit a little bit from their output and putting in and getting meals and bits and pieces.
And a good
always
chance.
Good for the little clubs.
Absolutely, good chance for those clubs to show what they can do. But at country hospitality,
exactly right.
People to go and play on different greens, different areas, meet different people.
Josh was a little skinny with his first one, but he's still a little tight.
It's a good bit of finish on these.
Yeah, there is. On that side, it's been. I was watching earlier in the triples and they were taking some big grass out there.
Yep. James Phillips has just made a comment. The green looks like it's running beautifully. He's watching from Marylands. And it certainly is.
Ben wasn't far away with his first in weight. He's just got to tighten it up.
He's finding He's just sort of halved his bowl in, but hasn't changed it.
No.
He's finding what you said earlier, this side closest to us, just holding a little more than the other.
Yeah, it just doesn't let go as quickly as the other side. And when you watch, as we watched the last couple of bowls coming down, the longer we play, the length, we get that bigger swing, and it seems to really rip home. But CJ handled it well there. He's 3, not too far. His first one was probably a little bit tight, but these next 2 were pretty close.
This is, of course, only the third end, so players will start to work out which hand is doing what pretty quickly at this level. It's not a bad track here from Josh Sanders. All on the weight.
And the weight's not too bad.
That will
Very
be
nice bowl.
the shot bowl.
Ben now, just after playing 2 on this hand now, the tendency is you get on the mat and you think, I've got to be a little bit tighter, and that's when you can just let that one a little bit up the line and you cut across. But see how he goes this hand. He's got a perfect sit.
They're going to hang wide
he's
as
that
well.
little bit of weight.
No.
Might be only 1 down now, is he?
Taking one out. Familiar story this. Take one out and get the tape on. It
2
is
down again.
2 more to Sneary and Sanders. They continue on their merry way.
Good start, isn't it? Like you pick up 2, 2 and 2, and you just settle yourself down. You get comfortable in what you're doing now, and you can sort of just relax a little bit.
Yep.
Play the bowls. You got a few shots up your sleeve too, so you can play a little bit more aggressive if they do get something near it.
Conversely, Benny MacArthur and Matty Blackburn will just be looking to open their account and then settle into the match. Very early days, 3 ends in of a 15-end match. Dodsey making a comment on Josh's hair, saying it's good to see it's on point. I'm sure he would have had a little trim up ready for this match. Jack Goff just wondering whether Josh Sanders perhaps sleeps with those sunglasses on.
Permanent fixture.
Correct. Helen Jenkin, the ladies triples, is one of the matches that's had to be moved back because Alison Hall and a couple of others are in both the pairs and the triples. So at this stage, it'll be the next match on. So we've got 3 finals to come today, the women's triples, the men's pairs and the women's pairs. So we're aiming to show all of those.
CJ was very close there. He just needed to miss that bowl, but Matty's got one on there now. He's probably feeling a little bit more relaxed. He can get that one close, give him skipper an opportunity.
Brad Janner's saying, come on, Matty Blackburn, fire up for the camera. And he's done that on this end. He's got one on. And another one coming in on a very nice track.
Very nice.
Brad Janner, it seems to me like you can have whatever you ask for, so go crazy.
CJ switching over now. He's just looking to reach up probably just a little tighter and try and sit that bowl. Just a little bit. Hasn't played a lot on this hand, so first one to come down on that backhand coming towards the club rooms. And as we've been talking about, Tony, it's a little tighter. And he'd like to get another one.
For it to finish.
Yeah, not too bad at all. And he'd be looking to get another one in there now.
Yep, and if he does, Josh Sanders will be looking to take something back. So Matty just a little bit annoyed with himself there, a touch short. Still holding 2 though.
Yeah, he would have been looking to probably just trying to just touch that jack in between and just to take that away from Josh, his eyesight. It's a good start. And he's he'll want to try and build on this now and try and get himself on that board.
Yep.
Just looking interested. He's not too far away. That's a super bowl. Just down.
Yep. Not sure if it cuts one out. A bit close for second shot.
Very close.
Catherine saying two of her favourite people next door, Wayne Roberts and Ellen Dove. So the score on that rink is 7-3. It is actually being live scored. So if you want to jump onto Bowls Link, you'll be able to follow those scores along. We're happy to broadcast them as we get the opportunity.
And he just pulling up a little short.
It's still 2. Down! If you beat yours by anything, you got it. Get down!
If it's going by the way it lines up in Bowls Link, then it'll be Ellen Dove and Wayne Roberts up 7-3.
Josh wasn't far away with his first. He's might have just taken a little bit off it.
It's just good effort with no reward, isn't it?
Exactly. He's got 2. Maddie's saying he's got 2 now.
Philip's saying he's timed the green at just under 16 seconds. So it's probably about right. I reckon it was just under 15 this morning, and as it starts to firm up a little bit throughout the day. More importantly, it's playing true.
It is. And he's
Not a bad effort.
yeah, he's just that foot of weight.
Yep. Penny Thomas is cheering on Lilydale.
Josh has got a little one underneath on the forehand. If he
If I get to the yellow, where does mine go? Yours. Yeah.
he's looking at that forehand, and if he gets a bit short underneath, he's thinking if he hits the yellow and he punches the other one up, he's asking where that's going to go. He's going the forehand.
Yep. CJ saying it probably promotes it into somewhere near Maddie Blackburn's bowl short of the jack.
Reaching weight.
This is pretty good. This is pretty good.
He's got the jack. Oh, that's a magnificent bowl. And
Follows it. Doesn't quite go in, but very, very close. There's a little bit of fur around the edge of this green, which just pulls the jack up slightly. Players will be aware of that.
found that yesterday. You could actually play to the ditch with a bit of confidence.
Yep.
And just right on the edge, it was a little holding up. So big bowl here.
What a shot, says Zach Warning.
That was a magnificent shot.
Absolute cracker. Josh pretty happy with the result.
Maybe a couple down, are they? Is it CJ's
That's
bowl
three.
at the back?
3 down.
3 down, 1 in the pit, 4 maybe? Not quite.
3, but it's going to
This'll
be
cut
cut
it
back to
this-
1.
yeah.
So
Good bowl. Good saving bowl.
well played by Benny MacArthur.
Yep. Still haven't got that score on the board. 7 zip, you're starting to, at 4 ends, it's still a long way to go. You only need to pick a couple up here and there and get yourself back into the game.
Yep.
But CJ and Joshy have certainly started very well.
Straight onto the backhand. So CJ electing to use the hand that's turning a little more.
They do turn quite a bit there, don't they? They're
Yeah.
ripping off the boundary peak nearly.
I saw Kobe Cromie earlier in the match prior getting a good bit of turn. It was always very easy to see with the Leeds bowls just exactly what was happening.
Matty deciding to go on the drawing side.
Exact same bowl as in model and make of bowl, so he'll be able to see what one does. It's still coming through, showing the turn on that side.
It's
So.
magnificent turn. You just got to trust it out there.
Yep.
Sometimes you're thinking, you see this side and it holds up a little bit, and then you go to the other side and you just got to throw it out. CJ's thrown it
done
out this
that.
time.
See how much this comes back.
Well, it's turned a fair bit back. And he just needs to correct this sort of weight.
Anthony Witkowski saying Josh has been on song since yesterday morning.
He's down.
Someone's going to whip on. Lucas Protopappas is in the chat. Morning, Lucas. The world champion himself.
Don't get outside the black.
Josh just saying don't get outside that black line. That's about where it is too. You just got to be, he's probably just over, but he just needs the weight. It'll hold up.
Yeah, the line is about spot on, isn't it?
Yeah, not too bad at all.
Yep,
That'll
that's
be
the
good
shot.
Just need to correct his last one. He had good weight his first. Good area. It's a great ball.
Well played.
Yeah,
Draws
it's
some
maybe
warm applause from the people watching on the sidelines here. Second shot.
score doesn't really represent the game at the moment. There's been
yeah, true.
some really good bowls played by both sides, but Josh and CJ have just been on top a little bit and got them right in there. Watch this one now and just see where he takes that line. He's just on the black.
That was his call to CJ, wasn't it?
Yeah.
To go outside the black.
Oh, he sat that bowl.
Well played. You're missing a treat if you're not here at Shepparton Park to see Johnny O'Donnell
Just running up
whooping
and
and
down.
hollering down the green, as they say.
Certainly is. What's Benny done here? He's played pretty similar to the Josh's shot and just got the edge of that and rolled in behind.
So that's the shot bowl, but it's going to be close. We're on the worst angle to be able to declare from here.
Looks like it could be just behind. I'd say he's got it. Just depends on. Yeah, Josh has just probably put a little bit of weight, just reaching to try and draw onto that bowl to shift it, but went a little wide. Ben probably needs to take maybe a metre off his last. He was probably sailing through a little bit.
Yep.
Line's pretty good. He's probably just overcorrected the weight.
Gotta play there now, don't I?
Looking at the forehand. These are the bowls where these boys, when you get to this calibre, they're converting or touching something and giving themselves an opportunity off the edge.
Exactly like that.
Now the pressure goes back on Ben.
What do you like? Man, the bowl is jack in the pit. Yep.
There you go. So land the bowl or jack in the pit was the call.
Backhand shot.
So just
Big
sort of ditch
weight,
weight,
yeah.
nothing. It's going to change it too much, but the wind oops up a little and
Just under.
misses his line. That'll be one more to Sneary and Sanders.
Yeah, they're just playing the shots and getting the results at the moment. Getting into a bit of a zone.
Yep. First third of this match done. And so far it's been all Sneary and Sanders. Don't necessarily think Matty Blackburn and Benny MacArthur are playing that bad. They've
No.
just found a way to not get shot.
Well, Joshy has converted, twice now. Like that last end, trailing the jack, and then this end, just with nice weight coming down and just getting that, edge off the bowl. CJ's been, giving plenty in around the head. It's not panic stations yet, but it starts to make it very, very hard.
It does.
Just holding out a little bit. Nice shot.
Athlete getting involved in the chat. He's never seen a bloke that loves the draw shot in the game as much as Josh Sanders.
It's coming. Under. Not quite.
Just pushes up the Matty Blackburn bowl slightly.
Yeah.
Just moved our effects mic to try and
Block
decrease a bit of the wind. Brad from SEN producing the show today, doing a terrific job as always.
Good start, Joshy.
And he's not too bad. He's just going to lack that foot of pace. Get to the jack.
Not a bad miss, is it? I mean, it's, what is it, about 18 inches short, maybe 2 feet tops. And Matt O'Brien saying he thought he recognised that voice in commentary. Bull.
That's it.
The nickname
Thanks,
Bull.
Matt. Good shot.
For those that don't know, it's Brian Mansbridge who played in the pairs and made it to the round of 16 and is still in town, and we've asked him to do a guest spot in commentary, and he's very kindly agreed to help us out.
Yes. Happy to be here, Tony. Happy to be here and watch some good bowls.
Seeing some good bowls in this head. It seems to be slightly more compact heads coming this direction. I don't quite understand why that is.
Probably just into the breeze a little bit coming back this way.
Yep.
A little bit more freer going the way from the clubhouse end. And this one, you're just pushing them up a little bit more. And
Yeah, mate, you do it.
probably sitting bowls, and CJ did that exactly what he had to do, come through underneath and sit that bowl with that 2 feet of pace.
Nathan Lynch says hello, Bryzo.
How you going, Nathan?
Good weight again, Rocket.
Mooney Valley boy.
Awesome little funnel there. You have a foot short.
What has Josh Sanders done
He's
here?
played this perfectly. Just rolled his
played.
own up. Put the pressure. They've put the pressure on Ben every time he's gone to the mat. He hasn't had too many times where he's just been able to try and add something. He's had to play shots to try and convert or get something in the area. He's not too bad here. Down to the jack here. Great shot.
Matty Blackburn just hangs his head and goes, that's kind of symptomatic of what's happened these first half a dozen
it
innings.
has been, hasn't it? They haven't played bad bowls,
No.
but they just haven't been able to get that proper sit to stay around in the area.
It's going to be close to where the second shot, though.
Yeah, it's not too far away. We're
From
sitting.
MacArthur. Well,
This might make a bit of a difference. Oh, he's put it in a great spot. Gives him that bowl behind if Ben does trail that jack a little bit.
just a touch too much weight from Josh. Would have maybe flopped in front of the yellow bowl
Yeah.
with a foot or so less. But
He sent it out nice line again.
this is a very good bowl. Oh. Well, Matty Blackburn's had to take the hat off and put his head in the hat now.
He's certainly just rubbing the head in. I don't know how.
Well, even Josh Sanders is walking back just
he's
shaking his head going, I don't know how.
I don't know how he missed it. Yeah. It's a cruel game. It's a game of millimetres, they say, and that's exactly how we've seen the last two bowls. Millimetres in the difference.
If you hear us giggling every now and again, it's because Johnny O'Donnell's doing Johnny O'Donnell things.
He certainly doesn't leave anything to the imagination, that's for sure.
Yep. Good effort from Josh Sanders. There's only one is the call from Matt Blackburn.
One that's just in front of the jack.
It's a hard shot to get at.
Brad Jenner saying Matty Blackburn will be a horrific poker player. Spot on.
No poker face at all.
Nope.
What's Ben think? I'm just watching him and grimace as he's looking, and he's not going to... he's just poked the bowl through.
One down, mate.
All right.
Down another one again.
One more. They are only small numbers, and as Phil says in the chat, where there's hope. Remember the mixed pairs final, where Stacey and Mark were down around 10-2, I think it was. And
we were playing at that stage, and I kept looking over there, and I thought they were in a bit of trouble, Mark. But he, just fought his way back, and then to get, level it up last end. Big bowl.
Couldn't ask for a better fight.
No.
It was great from all four players, and similar to this match, there wasn't a lot in it.
No.
The scoreline suggested it was one-sided, but they were very, very close the whole way.
Ready to go! Yeah!
Johnny Tom again, just playing some big bowls over there.
So Alan Dove and Wayne Roberts are leading 12-3. For those who are not here at the venue, you can have a look on BowlsLink and you'll see the scores being live scored. And I'll get you the Johnny O'Donnell score as well. And it says 3-6 on the board, but I just want to double check who's who in the zoo.
Playing their sixth end now, I would say, so that could be updated. Good start by CJ. Matty's...
Let's go!
Johnny O'Donnell's running down the green, so he's up and about. So they were down 6-3.
All right.
So the triple of Gary Sanders, Tim Cromie and Adrian Pantling did have the lead, but they have, courtesy of a couple of bowls from Johnny Sanders, they have just picked up that end. So we'll wait and see when that's updated on the scoreboard and let you know.
Good bowl here. CJ. He's been very good early on.
Yeah.
He's given Josh plenty of bowls in the head and some nice shots.
CJ had the ascendancy early, and Matty Blackburn, the last couple of ends, has started to come back, seeing a good battle between these leads.
Too far away here, Matty. He gets down to the jack. Good shot there. Great shot. Bowl for bowl here at the moment. The leads are having a very good tussle. CJ switched over from that wider hand. He's going this way and decided to stick to the narrow side. He's got the weight. He might just be a little over.
Yeah, that line's needed to take a yard or so off.
Yeah, if you had
Good
that
effort.
draw weight, his first and second bowl, he probably was very close, but just that little bit trying to reach to push it through, which has forced Matty now to, or Benny to ask Matty to try and get back to those bowls just behind. He looks very good here. Just on the outside.
Yeah, it's three pretty good bowls from Matty Blackburn.
He's giving himself a bowl behind and a couple right on it.
Gets a little high five from CJ Sneary as well, so both players recognising they've played that pretty well.
Yep.
Matty O'Brien wanting a close-up of the tattoo on the outside of Benny's left ankle. It's got me interested, that's for sure.
Me. This is where Josh has been very good here. His conversion rate.
Oh, there's a whisker in that, removing the shot goal.
Or the trail was, just perfect.
Good little side up, still has two bowls to come.
It's one thing about the three bowl pairs. You get those first two and then you get that extra shot to have a look. If you're good enough, you can correct those little bits.
Yep.
Not myself, Tony. I couldn't do that last night.
No, I've seen enough bowls to understand what to do. Doesn't mean I can do it myself.
Exactly. He's not far away again. He's got good line. This is Jack.
They do hold pretty well. Gee, he really is a bit stiff. He's just whisked past on one side. He's just edged it now.
He's punched the Jack onto the bowl and rolled it out.
If anything, he's given himself a bit more room.
Yeah,
so
he has.
it's not too bad. Widens the target slightly.
The trail definitely on. Benny will want to get one in amongst that, just behind, or he might just come in. Really hasn't blocked the line there.
No, just gone a touch too far. Zach Woning says it's $1.05 for Josh to get it. So.
Well, the way he's been playing, he might be $1.02. He certainly has converted when he has to. Watch this one with interest. Similar weight. He's turning. He's
Solid.
oh, and stay, did he?
Yeah,
Enough?
I think it's done enough to stay in for shot. Josh Sanders gives a little fist pump.
Ben's got two options here on his backhand. He's looking to roll Benny's bowl up, or if he just gets behind, he sits that bowl, but he can't just draw to it. He's got to probably just make sure he's there and trust the grass out to that side, because it will turn, but you don't, with that good draw weight, you'll get back to the line no problem at all. This will give him some confidence if he can sit that bowl and get, 2 shots this end. The opportunity's there. He's going to be under.
Yep. I'm not totally convinced it had the weight to be able to roll the bowl up anyway. But
No. Still, it only needed to probably just stand up. That would have been enough, but once again, Josh has converted the end, and
Josh Sanders thinks he might
he's
be one down,
still.
so
Right.
we'll see just how good his eyes are with those sunnies on.
Matty Blackburn says thank you very much. We've got one.
There we go. They open their account, and I think that will just give them a little bit of confidence.
Well, it will.
And they can dictate the length of the end.
Now that's the big thing. What are they going to do? They're going to go pit to pit, or are they going to go short? No, they're going to go mat on the tee, and then Benny's just taken 1 or 2 paces back behind the 21. Let's see if Matty can throw it to him. Pressure's on now, the lead, to make sure he just gets within the metre or so, and that's a very nice throw.
Now, I'm not quite sure what's happening on the Johnny O'Donnell rink, because our live scoring says they're down 3-6. But Johnny O'Donnell definitely won the last end, and the scoreboard's gone to 3-9. So
Yes.
we will just try and check that. Be a much easier process. Well played, Matty Blackburn. Lovely opening bowl, gets a bit of pressure on.
Yep.
Be a much easier process if everybody just followed the convention that if it appears in Bowls Link, you
That
write
way.
it on the scorecard left and right, and then you use the scoreboard. So I'm starting a campaign for that to occur each and every time.
Just letting each, probably the competitors know, right?
Yeah,
this is
absolutely.
what side you're on.
Which we do on the live streaming rink. We make
Yep.
sure we say that to them, along with a couple of other messages as well. So, good response by CJ.
Yes, he's been very good. The 2 leaders have bowled fairly well all the way through, so they haven't been far away. Both of them have elected to go to the narrow side.
I mean, even that bowl
Yep.
from Matty Blackburn is 2 foot behind the jack,
Beautiful.
almost bang on line.
Yep.
So
Josh just asking this one to get down a little. His weight is superb.
Goodies.
A little bit shorter length. They just die on the outside. You just got to tighten them up a fraction. So he's underneath the black line. That's probably where you need to be. He's got the weight. He's got a very nice bowl.
Yeah, well played, Matty Blackburn. Little touch up. I've just asked Jimmy Whitehead to confirm his live score on the O'Donnell rink is correct. As I say, it is different to the board, and Gary Sanders has led off and the board's gone to 4-9, so I'm going to say it is the other way around. So Johnny O'Donnell, I'm going to say he's leading 9-4 over Adrian Pantling.
CJ got the jack. He was that tighter line and just moved it a little bit. So they're bowling very well. Lilydale boys. Pressure's back on Benny now.
Wind's starting to play a little bit more of a factor too. It seems to have increased a little. Still nothing crazy, but
No, just watching
nuisance value.
Flags. It's not sort of up and down. It's not sideways. It's a little inconsistent. He needs to get under. Great shot.
Well played.
Great shot.
Benny MacArthur showing just what he can do. Alan Dove and Wayne Roberts continuing on their merry way on the rink next door too. They're out to 15-3 lead over Braden Ellis.
Yeah, it's a nice start. 7 ends. And to be that gives you that buffer. Josh's just come underneath. Had good weight.
Yep. Yeah, the weight was about spot on.
And he'd be looking now to just probably get around that front one of Matty's to try and sit the bowl of CJ's. If he's just not going to get down to it, is he? He's just around.
It's that tighter hand that
had the nice sit weight too. Gives him an opportunity now though. Josh will be trying to roll, probably bend onto the jack to try and move that bowl out to CJ's, but a little bit overweight. Need to put the pressure back on here now. He's going to be... just didn't give it...
it's a bit stiff. One more roll, it probably gets into the count.
Round the bowl, he sits it for nice little 2.
So last bowl for Josh Sanders. Can he get the shot? It's just ducking and leading early.
It is hard, that hand, just to play that little bit of weight over and they swing off from that side.
2 ends in a row.
You get some confidence now. It's, 7 shots is not, out of the realms of possibilities. You just need to keep getting your ones and maybe it added 2 here and there, and all of a sudden you're back right into the game.
We can see from the graph on the screen it was all Lilydale for the first half a dozen ends, picking up 3 2s at the start and then a range of singles. But the graphs changed colour the last 2 ends. Better than the worm at election time.
Yes. Well, that'll be next week, won't it?
Yeah,
Saturday.
unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately. Need a good start.
They
Matty.
do. Again, Matt on the tee and relatively short end.
Yeah, they've changed the length and just put themselves, to a length that they're feeling that they can create something from.
Lovely weight control from Matt Blackburn. First ball putting some pressure on CJ.
Far away, CJ. Not far away at all. That's a
Great
magnificent
response.
ball. Yep.
CJ was thinking he didn't quite
Send it.
get that one very well, but you hear him saying the FX mark. That shows how much I know. Ended up being an absolute peach.
Well, the green's running this way, that little bit freer with the breeze. It's pushing you down, and and he's just probably, he's not far away, he's just under the weight just that little bit, but CJ's just handled it very nicely. See what he thinks this time.
And whether or not he gets it wrong.
That's right. He's not far. He might be just around it this time. Or is he crashing? Oh. Very difficult shot to play. Matty changes now over and he sits that outside bowl. It just gives him an opportunity now. He's not far away.
Yeah, Sonia, women's triples final was scheduled to be on, but given a clash in the fixture, with some players going deep in both events, the women's pair semis are both on. So you'll be able to jump on to Bowls Link and find the Vic Open and follow along the scores. I will give you an update now, of course, but so both women's semi-finals and men's semi-finals are on. We have a 10-1 lead, which I can see on the board has just been moved to 11-2, but to Denise Ewander and Alison Hall over Carol Osher and Virginia Longfellow. And in the other match, we have a close one. Carolyn Riley and Kerry Ralph. They're 4 shots leading Alana and Cheryl Flapper. 3 shots.
Yeah, 6 ends, 7 ends, 8 ends I think they're playing now. There's not too many scores there, so that's very tight. Looks like it's a ones.
Yeah, maybe just refresh your browser, Sonia, because I just jumped on and had a look there, and they are there, but let me know if you have any further trouble. Jeez, absolute royalty has just entered the premises. Stephen Bartholomew Glasson.
Yes.
He's all dressed up too.
He is.
He looks $1
done
million.
to the nines. So Benny was a bit short with his first, and looks like he's just not quite reaching up.
So we'll watch the last couple of ends of this, and then, as I say, absolute royalty has just appeared from out of nowhere. So I haven't turned his microphone up yet. I'll just give him a chance to make sure the microphone's correctly positioned and everything else. But I will do so very soon as we see the last bowl on this end from Ben MacArthur. Josh Sanders still with 1 to come.
Ben needs to sit that bowl of CJ's and try and get himself an opportunity to get a number. I don't know whether he's under again, is he?
Oh, just missing.
I think you can still dead draw here, mate. Get to the inside of that with nice weight, you're a chance to get back to it.
All right, so that's interesting because that's the non-turning side, so CJ still thinks he can get through.
With that shorter length, it's a little tighter. It's a little harder to get around that front bowl, but he's only got to, if he does get that bowl, sit it out, he has converted very, very well right the way through. He hasn't missed too many. No, he's elected to go wide.
He never looked like he wanted to play that side, did he? Let's see how Josh Sanders goes. They're leading 9-2.
It's a little wide.
Yep. So no change. That is 3 singles in a row. And I speak of royalty, it is none other than Stephen Glasson, OAM, has joined us in the building.
Stephen, when you say Stephen, I feel like I'm in trouble.
You're never in trouble.
I feel like I'm in trouble.
You are absolute royalty. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks, KP, Kingpin. Very good, lovely to see you and all these smiling faces here. So, and what an event you've had,
2,200 entries, which is about 3,500 competitors. So
that's unreal, isn't it? So good.
in our triples, an entry is the team, and therefore 3
Yes.
players.
Yep.
So it is huge. We've grown by about 15% on last year, Steve. So
That is massive. Congratulations,
Yeah.
wholeheartedly. It is enormous. I've been following the results a little bit.
Yep.
And I'm just cruising through and I saw the lights on. I thought I'd just got to pop in for 10 minutes and I knew you'd be here. So, yep.
I often come to Shepparton just waiting for you to cruise past, and I leave a light on all the time. So No, it's
very
lovely
good.
to have you, mate. I presume you're up here doing some work for BCIB.
I am,
Of course, good
I am.
friends of ours. They
Yes.
bring a Metropolitan Premier Division to us each and every week.
Yes, no, most certainly am. I'm heading through to Echuca, so and beyond that, so doing the rounds. But I've been down here all week, and obviously it's great to see the sun out. You got a cracking day today after what has
Yeah.
been a miserable sort of start to the week, I guess, and events before that, of course, you know, which are significant to say the least. So
Yep, absolutely. We're hoping the worst of it is behind us. Of course, a little further up the river, they'll still have a little bit of pain to come, unfortunately, with
yeah,
some talk that some of the rivers up there may not necessarily improve for another 4 or 5 weeks. Up in Brian's neck of the woods, up in
Yeah.
Swan Hill, still
Oh, yeah,
some
yeah.
difficulties up there.
We've still got some water coming, obviously with the Dartmouth and the Hume letting a fair bit out. It's heading our way, but anyway, it's nothing we can control.
well, it's hard to comprehend, isn't it? I've been in Western New South Wales and they've been going through similar troubles there, you know, these blue sky floods and stuff like that. So it's let's hope we see the end of it and end of it now, or very soon, the aftermath of it. yeah.
Absolutely. But as you say, today's pretty good. There's just the odd gust of wind. Tomorrow forecast to be even better, and then over the weekend some 27, 28, 29 degree days. Can't complain too much.
And you're into the finals, Tony, of how many events?
Yeah, look, I made it through in all.
Right,
of
well
course,
done.
yeah.
Yes, yep, very good.
No, I only, truth be told, I could only find time to play the singles this year. We're a little bit short on and had a couple of things going on, but I should have retired after my first match, which I won.
Okay.
But I elected to play
That
the
wasn't a
second.
forfeit, I take it? No,
No, it wasn't.
no,
I actually did
Very
play
good.
1 or 2 good shots
No,
and
well done.
got a number of lucky wicks as well,
Yeah,
but
which we all need.
we do.
Got to have
And,
some luck in this game.
Yeah, and then I
absolutely.
finished with a silver medal in my second match, so didn't go through the section, but I had a great day and
Oh, that's great.
met some good people. Got beat by Roy Jackson from Moama, who was a lovely fella. We had a good chat afterwards. And
Terrific.
he ran through a couple of stages of the knockout rounds, so
Yes, yep.
it was good fun. It was
Very
fun.
good.
We'll have to get you playing the Vic Open next year, Steve, as we move
Oh.
down to Gippsland area.
Well, it's a great part of the world. I've got
It
47 different deliveries these days, and I never quite know which one's coming out next, but it's entertaining, to say the least.
I'm sure your worst is equal to most people's
I don't
best,
think so.
Exactly.
given, of course, you are a world champion.
Long
2004 singles in Ayr in Scotland.
Oh, geez, you've done well there. That's a lifetime ago.
Yeah, it's going back a little ways, but I'll take a guess at 9 Australian indoor championships, including 5 in a row, I think, at one stage.
Isn't it great to see the sun out?
Well, I'm only reading
Wonderful.
the notes you told me to say, so
He put that sheet in front of you, Tony.
You got to always carry your CV on you, haven't you?
yeah, let's see what Benny MacArthur can do here. He's holding 1.
Yeah, Matty's put a nice bowl.
Looks like he's
very
now going to be
good.
holding
Well,
2. Well
yep.
played.
Very well played.
It's been a difficult hand to play, that hand. It's just a little bit tied up. Trying to find that line.
Well, Shep Park looks a picture too, doesn't it?
It's the best I've seen the grass greens look, Glass, in
Yep.
the 10 years we've been here. The last couple of years they've been great. Of course, we couldn't be here for the Vic Open due to COVID, but they look an absolute picture and playing very true.
The amount of rain we've had prior to the competition and then to produce what they've produced out here over this last couple of weeks, even with the days we've had rain, they've run very, very well. So,
Yep.
no, credit to the greenkeepers
Oh,
here.
tremendous.
Yeah, right around the, the district where we went to Katamatai and actually some Strathmerton the other day, and magnificent up there. The greens were, it was difficult with the wind, but the greens rolled very, very nicely.
Benny MacArthur going for some cover.
And I know you've used a lot of clubs. How many in total? Excuse my ignorance.
No, it's a good question. 22 clubs.
Wow.
And we did, unfortunately, due to the floods, have a couple of clubs that had to pull out.
Yep.
Seymour and
Ended up going to Echuca and
We
Moama.
included-
Terrific.
bringing
yep,
them in.
and Cobram
Yes.
we
Cobram.
brought in. So
Yep.
we thank those clubs for making themselves available late in the stage. But 22 clubs across the area, so they've all done a terrific job.
I think just a little bit of weight on this narrow hand here.
Yeah, that just caused it just to stay that little bit longer. Oh, a little rub.
Just not quite getting back.
Take the 2.
2 shots.
That's
They've put
3
4
ends,
ends in a
yeah,
row.
yeah.
So in a game where they were down 9 zip, they've now got it back to 9-5. So well played.
Game
Back
on.
in the game.
Yep. Now, Glass, you'll be very pleased to know that Carla Krosanic is up 9-2 in set 1 of her semi-final over in the World Champion of Champions.
And who did she finish up playing?
I don't know, but
No.
I just had that in the comments.
That's excellent. We've had two Victorians per se in the finals of the World Champion Champs,
spot
which
on.
is
Lee's been very good. Hasn't lost a game as yet.
Yeah,
Carla
incredible
did
singles
drop
play.
one, but
Shh, don't say too much.
Yeah, I don't want to go too early. Now, Anthony Collio has joined us in the chat and says Steve Glasson is the reason I got into bowls and you are his hero. So
Well, that's very kind of you. Thank
well
you, sir.
done. Yeah. And I'm sure you wouldn't be Robinson Crusoe there. A number of people will have gotten into bowls due to a Glasson influence, in particular you and your best mate, Kelvin Kirko.
He's not my friend, he's a colleague. Colleague, thank you. Yeah. Big difference.
Yeah, well, you are godfather to his children and vice versa, so I'm tipping he's a
Well,
little
they're
more
good
than a
kids.
colleague.
They're good kids. Yeah, they're good kids.
Now,
Okay.
how is BCIB going, mate?
Going very well, thank you. Nice and busy, which is good. So particularly out in this area this time of year, which is great.
Yep. And thank you again for your support of Metropolitan Premier Division and everything you do for bowls.
Well, we love bowls. Bottom line is we just love it. So
Yep.
whether it's elite competition such as this or grassroots.
Yep. I did hear of a retirement recently, though.
Of whose?
The great man at BCIB,
Yes, Ian Hopper has retired or
Yeah.
transitioning into retirement. So which
35
is great.
years with BCIB or thereabouts.
It's taken him probably 5 years to transition in retirement,
Yeah.
but God bless him, he's there now, so that's
He's really
good.
not that sort of bloke, is he? He's always active, always
Always.
wanting to be a part of it.
Always
so-
doing something, yep.
And done a power of work for BCIB over the years to grow the business.
And I ring him regularly for advice and
Yeah.
and just check-ins and things like that, which is great.
Yeah, well, if you're listening, Ian Hopper, all the best in your retirement and well done on what you've done for bowls and, of course, BCIB.
So one more sleep. You've got to get through one more sleep, gentlemen.
We do.
See this through, which
hasn't
is
been
great.
a lot of that, I've got to say.
No, there wouldn't be.
Brendan Elliott says good afternoon, Steve Glasson, and Shirley Hummel confirms that Carla is playing Wales.
Thank you.
So fingers crossed, Carla has been in the stream most days and been watching what's happening here at the Vic Open. She
Another
sorely misses it.
retirement too from the Jackaroos, which
Yep.
is a shame to see, but perfectly understandable with a young family.
family,
and,
that's
yeah.
exactly right. Great bowl.
CJ with an absolute
CJ.
bomb.
Baraka.
Yeah.
Now, the good news is, Glass, she's not retired from representative or club bowls, so while it's a loss for the Jackaroos, it's a gain almost for us here in the Big V.
The Big V, yes.
We
yeah.
shall get to see plenty more of Carla representing the state as she's done
Great.
for many years.
Hopefully with another world title up her sleeve come
Yeah, exactly.
the end of the World Champion Champs in New Zealand at present.
Yep.
Is it at Nay?
Nine or
Yeah.
9-9?
9-9.
I think it's 9-9, but I get it wrong every
Yeah,
time.
9-9.
So
Yeah.
if I say it's one, it's the other.
The other.
Been the host of
typically how it
a BPL or two over the years
Yeah,
as well.
they've got the,
Great
They do.
venue.
Nice facility there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Undercover.
Carla now leading 11-3 after 7 ends in set 1. Matthew O'Brien is in the commentary saying the game sort of started to change when CJ changed hands. He was all over it on the wide side,
He did.
changing a bit now.
Although he's put in a very nice one there on the tight side.
So commentators in the booth unfortunately have to put up with me. My name's Tony Sherwell, but we do have some knowledgeable experts. To my left is Brian Mansbridge.
Well, I don't know about this side, but the other side might be very
don't know about
knowledgeable.
that.
And a relative newcomer to the game to my right, Steve Glasson.
And loving it.
It is very good to see you, mate. I don't see enough of you these days, and it's a bit of a shame.
No, thank you. Same is very much reciprocated.
Ends on a nice line here.
He's got to run the distance.
Yeah, it's just not. He has struggled to get that correction, the first one, that yard through and then dropping that metre off.
You can have that some days, just those unders and overs, and
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
close and playing a lot of good shots, but just
Early on, they didn't get the results. They played some nice bowls, but just weren't able to get the results. Good bowl.
good shot there.
Yeah.
You can definitely see the difference in turn in the hands, can't you?
Yeah, magnificent turn on that other side. It's coming in a long way. This side here, it's just that little tighter.
Zach Woning saying he took CJ Sneary, who's out here leading for the Lilydale team, to the Oz Open in his second season. He spent all night mustering up the courage to go and have a chat to Glass and get an autograph. So he'll be wrapped that you're here.
And Fruend's got better weight this time.
It's a great shot. And the thing with the narrow hand, your weight is so critical. It's so sensitive. So you've got to play perfect weight
That
on a tight hand.
Foot over, and they're not going to get down to the jack, and that does. You know, you just need to have that perfect weight. I think we've seen here nearly all this week, you know, especially with the wind holding them out. If you had good weight, they will turn that last little bit. But if you've got that foot of weight over, they slide by.
Just hang off,
and it won't come back.
So we see Josh Sanders' last bowl coming in.
A little trail, I think he's a bit under though.
Does that change it?
He's
Yeah.
his head in shame a little. They will get the shot with that. Not the way he designed it, and he'll apologise.
As did his lead as well. So
And
good sportsmanship.
there's not much he can do. He's done the right thing.
Yeah, it's one of those things in bowls that
do
happens
happen.
quite a few times.
Yep. Now, how's your bowls going, Steve? We're still at the famed Mount Lewis Lions.
I'm still there. I'm still there, and I'm still really enjoying it at the club.
Freddie
the
Ayoub
bowls.
still keeping under control.
Freddie's still the numero uno there. He's
Yeah.
the kingpin there, so has been for probably about 21 years now.
Yeah,
so,
right. It's that long, is it?
But
Yeah, well done.
he's very good at what he does.
he
Club's
is.
going well. My bowls is horrendous, so I'll just leave it at that, really. I've just got a new set,
Okay.
a nice bright pink set, so I'm quite excited to break them
Lovely.
out and make a fool of myself with them.
Everyone will know whose bowls they are.
Unfortunately.
Did I
Yeah.
hear Brett Spurs making the move up? I know he's played on a permit or something.
Little
but
guy called Bam Bam's on the way up too.
Benny Winther.
Yes, yep.
I did hear that. That was my next
Yep.
question.
Yes, so we're putting security in. We're getting a new security team at the club. So,
just
no,
to
we're
keep
really,
the throng of adoring fans away.
yep, no,
Just
we're really
sitting just
excited.
down there, he's listening to everything you've got to say.
We're very excited to have the two. They've played marquee for us before.
Yep.
And
They have.
performed exceptionally well, so we're delighted to have them back.
Yep. Of course, they made it all the way to the final of the Australian Open pairs.
Yeah.
Had a terrific tournament earlier this year. Carla now 13-3 in front.
Great bowl, Matty.
Excellent. Very good shot. there,
Very
Mary.
nice
Well
bowl.
played, Matty Blackburn.
It's the first pairing I've seen be contracted to a club to play grade 4, so that's really exciting. That's a whole new concept for the sport. So
Front
yeah.
end grade 4.
Front end
too,
grade
I
4,
presume.
yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Gentlemen, I'm going to have to run because I've got an appointment in Echuca. I just wanted to come by and say hello, but thank you for the opportunity to say good day. And heartiest congratulations to Bowls, Vic, and all the clubs and the organising people and the volunteers, the tireless volunteers that do so much. This is a huge hit for the sport, and I haven't got enough superlatives to share what I think about the whole event. It's fantastic. So congratulations. Enjoy the next sort of day and a half or day and 3/4, and look forward to seeing who wins and toasting the champions.
Sounds good, mate. We do appreciate you dropping in. It's always terrific to see you, and thank you very much again for BCIB's support, and we look forward to seeing hopefully all the BCIB crew down at the Vic Open next year, pending other commitments in the calendar, but we are always welcome.
I'd be delighted to come and mark or do the scoreboards. So, yeah.
Thank you, Steve Glasson.
Thank
we
you,
really
gentlemen.
appreciate you
Take
joining
care.
us.
Thanks.
Well
Thanks,
done,
mate.
Steve.
Thanks, mate. Well, how about that, everybody?
Yeah.
Royalty. What a pleasant surprise to see someone with the aura that Steve Glasson OAM has just decided to jump into commentary. He's welcome almost wherever he goes. I reckon he could do whatever he likes in any bowls club in the world.
Yes.
And fortunately for us, he decided to pop in and give us some pearls of wisdom.
On his way to Echuca.
On his way to Echuca.
Yeah, just lovely little, oh, well, I'll just drop in and have a look and see what's
why
going on
not?
at the Vic Open.
Why not? Just pop in and see what they're doing.
Had the opportunity to do a little interview with Steve at Murray Downs a long time ago, a couple of years ago, and yeah, it was very good.
Yeah, he, if you haven't seen him in a sportsman night, it's well worthwhile.
Yeah, exactly.
He and Kelvin in particular together, very good.
Have a bit of fun.
Yeah, they roast each other at every opportunity. Of course, they are best mates. Played a lot of bowls together and against each other, in
Yeah.
fact.
Oh, well, they have that for sure, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
through
same
that
age,
period,
yeah.
it was Kirko and Glasson playing each other quite regularly in finals too, normally.
Yeah, absolutely. these days working for BCIB, so hence his swing past the Goulburn Valley on his way to Echuca.
Ben just putting in another one just behind. Holding shot.
Yeah, holding one though, still plenty of room.
Yeah,
Josh is up against it trying to get the shot.
Yeah, he wasn't far away. His first one. He's very, very close.
If he doesn't, Penny MacArthur's.
This is close. This is close.
Yep. Wow.
And followed it through.
1, 2, potentially 3.
Potentially, yes.
In fact, I'll say it is 3
Yeah.
as I look at the other angle.
CJ's very happy with that one.
And was potential danger with Benny being able to add another one. Josh Sanders good enough to trail a jack back for 3.
There's Ben's line. He's just going to sneak underneath that bowl, which doesn't help him.
No.
He's been under a lot
Could
of
have
pressure.
cut one out.
Yeah. He has been under a lot of pressure every single time he's got to the mat. He's, with the way that Josh has been converting and putting pressure on, every bowl he gets on there, it makes it a difficult day.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So 22-3 lead to Ellen Dove, Wayne Roberts.
Yeah, Wade's they're going very well over there.
People much underestimate those two.
Mm-hmm.
Played a lot of bowls together. Josh Sanders will find a way to get amongst it again.
Sit the bowl.
I'm not 100% sure whether this is 3 or 4.
Probably looks like only 3, is it?
Yeah, I think you're right, but we'll find out soon. Matty Blackburn just pointing out the closest bowl.
Yeah, the yellows. Looks like he's going to play a bit of weight here.
Yeah, I'm not sure, unless it's a toucher, but doesn't really help.
It's not
quite sure what the aim of that drive was, to be honest.
3.
4, I think they
4
said.
was it?
I think they said 4, but we'll wait to add it on just in case I'm wrong. But
We've got a scoreboard attendant down the bottom end, and he's put 4 up on the scoreboard.
there we go. So what would the aim have been of that drive?
I don't know.
Maybe there was
whether he
something that
was
we missed.
trying to get just the kiddie straight into the ditch or something like that, but
It's risky though.
Very risky.
Could have at least cut 4 down to 2.
Well,
That's a couple of
if he
yards.
could have played the same shot that Josh had played and sat those bowls, at least he could give himself the opportunity to get the shot. If he was a little bit, overweight, maybe trail a jack if he had that line, but I'm not sure. Bit of frustration.
Could have been, or I may have missed it. That there was some other game plan that I didn't see.
I didn't see it.
Did seem a bit of a puzzling one to me, but
Anyway,
somebody will tell us in the chat if we did miss something. But it was a tough shot to nail the bare jack. Anyway, regardless, it's 4 shots to CJ Sneary and Josh Sanders. They now lead 14-5, and this is end 13, so 3 ends to play. There's a bit of excitement over on the far rink too. Alana Flapper played an absolute bomb, and all hands are in the air.
still
Trailing
tight.
4-7,
Yeah.
so we'll see what happens to the board once that gets updated.
CJ not too badly down again.
Yeah, well played.
Yep. He's led very well. He's given opportunities, and if he has missed, he's missed behind. He hasn't left too many short.
It's the simplest instruction, isn't it? But
Yep.
being able to execute it is the different story. But just don't
True.
leave bowl short.
Great shot, Matty.
Yeah, well done, Matty Blackburn. Nice shot.
Yeah, good reply.
So 22-3, as I said, on the Ellen Dove Wayne Roberts
Playing in
rink.
12.
And 12, so they may not play too many more.
No.
They look like they'll be first off. It's 8-11 on the Johnny O'Donnell rink, so Johnny O'Donnell over Adrian Pantling, 11-8 up.
As soon as I say he hasn't left one short.
Yes, that is the
Commentator's curse. Yes.
That one's on you.
I have. No, don't worry. That happens plenty of times. Calling footy, you'll say something and then straight away.
Yeah. Zach Waning just saying maybe they had the tee covered with a couple, so he was going for broke. Which
Maybe.
could be very, very risky, but Matty O'Brien say with a holding 1, possibly 2 on the respot. So yeah.
Yeah, right.
It's a risk-reward game at this level, and it needs to be because everyone's so good. But
We're probably just doing a little awe because Steve was here and we weren't concentrating on what was
100% correct. That is the Glasson effect.
Exactly.
And as much as he jokes about not throwing them down very well, he's still very, very good.
He'd probably put pay to us fairly easily, I'd say.
Yeah, no doubt. He plays a much smarter game these days
He
as
certainly
players
does.
shake hands on the rink next door. So Wayne Roberts and Alan Dove will be through to the final of a Victorian Open
Well done to them.
pairs match. Of course, they already have a couple of Australian Open titles under their belt. Got a feeling they may have won a Vic Open as well. I'll check that as
Yeah,
I
I think a
stumble
few years
through.
ago. There's Ben McCarthy here. Weight, not too bad, needs to come down. He's just got that little feather. Which playing in 13. 9 shots the difference here on this rink, so I'll want to get a score here, pick a couple up, maybe 3, and then get themselves an opportunity over the...
They do need some big numbers now, don't they? And Josh Sanders has proven to be nuisance value for them. Wayne Roberts won the singles in 2013.
A few years ago.
Yep. Still with the Yeovil Footscrays. That was some 9 years ago. In the same year, interestingly enough, Dean O'Neill and Josh Corliss won the pairs, so they must have been 12 years old back then, I think.
Oh, they would have been.
But no, I don't think they've won any other titles.
Not in the pairs, so...
No.
Just
So they'll be going for their first pairs title, Alan Dove's first Victorian Open title, and Wayne Roberts' second. That will be played today too. So
yeah, the pair finals a little later on.
yep, both men's and women's pairs, and of
Yep.
course the women's triples final is also scheduled for today. As we've said a couple of times, there are some players still in a couple of events. So
Bit of crossover here and there, especially at this time of the well, with so many good players and they're making finals, and you do get that crossover.
we just need to be a little flexible with timings. So I hope everybody understands the rationale for some late changes as to when games are on. Josh Sanders' last bowl on this end.
Oh, he's tipped that out.
It's just stopping any numbers against.
That's the problem. They need to get a number.
To Benny MacArthur. It's down 1.
He's under. Is he?
Pretty
or is
good
he-
effort.
He's.
Well, he edges the jack back. I just think that
He's got one.
he does. Okay, I
Yeah,
thought he might have
just-
edged it back
yeah.
to Josh Sanders, but he did pick up the 1. 2 ends to play, Brian Mansbridge.
Well, Tony, it's what's that? 6, 14, 8 shots. 2 ends to play. They'll need a score on this end, a decent score to give themselves an opportunity.
Yep. The difficulty for Benny MacArthur and Matty Blackburn is they've won 5 ends. 3 of them are single, and 1 multiple of a 2.
Going back to the short, just over the probably 20, 22.
It's been their go-to length when they've had control of the mat.
They've started like get them a lot closer and put some pressure on the opposition. And this is no No slouch of a bowl, just nice behind, Matty.
Yeah, great startup.
CJ's been able to answer nearly every single time, though. That was, which Josh should be very happy with.
Hurry.
He's not going to hurry up.
2.5 foot short.
Opportunity now to put one right on it again and really give him an opportunity now. Build ahead. Benny likes it. Pace is good.
Yeah, well played. 2 good shots.
Yeah. You know, as we've said before, that although the scoreboard doesn't represent the game has been, you know, fairly tight. They've had some good tight heads, but just haven't been able to convert when they needed to, and Josh has. So yeah, that's a good shot.
Yeah, well played by CJ.
Yeah.
Cuts it down to 1.
As a skipper, you're always happy just to see that bowl sail on just past the jack. Sit on the back bowl, give yourself the opportunity. Now he can play with a bit of, you know, trailing pace. Good bowl here, though.
Yeah, this is well played too by Matty Blackburn. Unfortunately, just falls the wrong side.
Drop a foot, maybe.
1 and a measure.
CJ, you want just probably the same sort of bowl. It's just that extra yard of weight. Just didn't come back to the jack or back to those bowls where he was trying to get to.
Trying to find the score on the Alana and Cheryl Flapper women's pairs semi-final.
Well, it's fairly close, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Now, there was a bit of excitement earlier that we called, and the score's been added to the right-hand side of the board, which is not where Cheryl and Alana are.
Good, mate.
And on Bowls Link, the live score says Cheryl Flapper and Alana Flapper are 4, and Carolyn Riley, Kerry Ralph are the other side of the board on 10. So I will just try and get that confirmed. As I say, there was
Shot here, bud.
Josh.
a bit of celebration.
Good. One down.
What do you like? Yeah. You see, mate.
8-13 in the triples at the moment, is it? Last, are they playing?
Yeah, 15 ends in the triples, 8-13. They've played 11.
Come on, mate.
This is probably another one to go
That's good, pal.
on the board.
1 foot on your last, mate.
There's
Turn yours
such
just over.
a number here. Just a trail on the jack. It will be what Josh Sanders is aiming to spoil.
He's trying to get into that
He's got to get there first.
area,
doesn't
yes. And he has been able to do that.
Down.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
he? That is
perfect
the
bowl.
exact spot we were referring
Yeah,
to.
that was the only position where they were trying to get that number. Now it makes it really difficult.
Yeah, I almost feel sorry. And I've actually finally seen the tattoo on the left ankle of Benny MacArthur.
All right, it is.
It is the Bowls Australia MP logo.
Oh, there you go. He's always got it there.
He does.
Ah, very nice.
Well played. All right. So the call from the players are they want to try and get Josh Sanders' bowl to Cannon onto his second bowl, or at least halve it out,
Halve it
and then
out,
onto
yeah.
the second one.
You got to get one to go your way, surely.
Matty Blackburn says you've got to get one to go your way, surely.
Weight's all right, pal.
It's a big bowl. If it doesn't come off, if it does, it gives them a big opportunity going into the last end. But if not,
Go on, Joshy.
what's he done? He's looking. He's not happy. It's a little wide.
It's just wide.
I'd say that will be
They are going to
game,
shake
set, match.
hands
Yeah.
there, so it'll be a lead that just becomes too great.
with an end to go.
Yep. So while they may have picked up one, it's 7 shots the difference. So the rest really becomes immaterial. It will end up being a scoreline of 7-14 and a victory to CJ Sneary and Josh Sanders. CJ played exceedingly well in this match, Troy. Brian.
Son Troy.
Yes. Just because you're so youthful looking.
Yeah,
that's
exactly. Yeah. No, they did. Both leaders, I thought, played pretty well. Matty probably got outshadowed by CJ in the end.
Yep. And
he just gave them, opportunity after opportunity with his bowls. He didn't miss, too many short bowls, and he had the bowls in the head to give Josh an opportunity to convert, which he did very, very well. Coming down here, that magnificent, shot to drag that bowl back, the jack back, and then give himself 3 or 4 shots there. And he was able to, when he got under pressure, he was able to convert the bowls back to himself. So, and that's what it's all about. If you can do that, time after time, it makes it a lot easier. But you've got to have good lead bowls, as we know.
Spot on. So, just confirming the final for the men's pairs of the 2022 Henselite Victorian Open will be Alan Dove and Wayne Roberts, and they'll come up against the pairing we just saw get over the line here, CJ Sneary and Josh Sanders. The women's pairs semi-finals are being live scored on BowlsLink, so by all means jump on there and follow along. We can tell you the men's triples match, the catch-up round of 32 match, is a 13-8 scoreline at this stage in favour of Johnny O'Donnell over Adrian Pantling. But we will leave our coverage there and be back with one of the finals after a lunch break for players. Brian Mansbridge, can I say thank you very much for joining us in commentary, mate. You're an absolute star. You played very well in the pairs and had a good run at the Vic Open. You and your lead, Stephen Rowdy Arthur.
He wasn't very good, was he?
No, it's terrible. We can say that now. No, he was very good. And both of you should be very proud to make it through to the round of 16.
Very, very proud to get that far and give yourself an opportunity to play some good bowls. You play against some really good players, and it's been a wonderful tournament. Very happy to be here.
Perfect. And you've also proven that not only are you a good bowler, but very good in the commentary box. So we appreciate your time. Looks like Alison Hall and Denise Hewender have just won their semi-final as well. So keep your eye on BowlsLink. You will get all of the scores there. A guest appearance from Steve Glasson in the commentary.
Man.
It doesn't get much better than this, does it? Bright sunshine and God himself appears. So we're very pleased to see
He might have bought the sunshine.
I think he might have. Yeah. He has a knack.
He does.
Brad from SEN has put together the production today at the best level you can possibly imagine. So well done to him. Thank you very much for joining us for this semi-final of the men's pairs in the Henselite Victorian Open.
The variety and the quality of the Henselite product is what allows me to have the confidence to be at my best on all surfaces.
Anyone thinking about getting a roof, your whole system will change, right down to social bowls and pennant. At a board meeting this week and approved 22 new players. They really have been perfect all the way through this build, and they looked after us really well.